how you are going to make genuine connections, how you make a come into a having conversation with people that may not have your same culture or same understanding. So someone who is like myself, I count themselves. I started my business, and when I started my business, I walk into the room and I immediately sell it. Hey, this is what I do. This is what I do. That's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. This is what a lot of professionals do. And to be honest, this is what a lot of pastors do. A lot of leaders in influential places. They go ahead and strike for the self first before actually making a genuine connection with someone else. It's very interesting that this entire conversation went from spiritual to social capital, building relationships, to going into your mental health. And actually, that touching story she said at the very end, the one nurse that just said, "Hey, listen, I want to invite you right now. So look at the person who's next to you. And I'm going to ask you, maybe you haven't had enough time because, some people came late. But have you asked that person next to you, though, who they are, what they like to do?" So one question of, no, go ahead, do that real quick. Go ahead. So as we had that moment, we were like, okay, have I really asked this person next to us, what do you guys do? Um, every time you walk into a room, whether you're networking, because, Ed is very much, don't go network, build your social capital. Yes. I strongly believe that. Sometimes in the business world, it's not always the best approach, just go networking. Uh, but we're always meeting people. Whether you're an introvert, whether you're an extrovert, you're always meeting people. As a pastor, you're meeting people every single day. As a businessman, you're meeting people every day. And that's just a regular individual, you're meeting people every single day. So the question is, what type of impact are you leaving to the people on them? Well, how are they remembering? Ed said one thing, right? It's not what you know. I forgot, right? It's not what you know, but it's who remembered you, who likes you. When I started my business in 2021, everything was really going pretty well. Talk about, and I give this tactic that talks about who's your big fish. Your big fish is who do you know that's really well connected, that can connect you with the people that you need to be with. So far, my business was doing really well. My first time being a full-time entrepreneur. In 6 months, I had made for well over 70 pounds. In my field, it's a little rare, right? In photography, video, and video production. Long story short, after a couple of years, I realized that I had to do a lot of soul searching. And I had to do a lot of personal development. In the car business, I got hooked on a lot of substances. And actually, let's bring it back. 2017, I read it. Wait, oh, my dad's a minister. How is the son of a minister robbed away? No, it was an abusive call, fortunately. The family was solely things. When I ran away, went into the car business. I got caught up in a lot of stuff. 28, that was when I was 18. I'm 28 now. At 20, at 27, 28, I started realizing what type of man have I become and what type of man do I want. And then it led to what type of impact I have to others. I had a reputation of being the person who comes in very high. You know what that means? My brain doesn't always connect with my mouth. I'll tell you what I had in my mind right off the bat. I had to learn and develop that. What I was doing was hurting my business because I was walking into the room without making genuine connections. I was walking in the room and saying, "Hey, nice to meet you. What do you do? Oh, you do that? Oh, yeah. Well, this is what I do. Here's my business card. Call me. I'll call you later." Salesperson. What I realized afterwards is that I wasn't making genuine connections. See, I learned in 2024, he's tapping. I learned in 2023 to 2024 that People buy from people. And like just heard what's said, people gotta like it. And when he told me that, it resonated because right before that, I had lost 3 of my major contracts that was keeping me fed. I was, eating my household, and I was like, ouch, what am I gonna do now? So then I called one of the guys that I was booking in the past. Hey man, you got some work? Put her up. You know what he said? Look, man, it's really good. I'm glad that you're doing okay, doing a lot better, but it's need to remind you people that like people wasn't liking me because of my acting, my characters. I'm walking in the room about So I want to invite you today. The next time you walk into a as a leader, pastor, someone who's starting your career, you're starting a journey, finding your place in the world, someone who loves to cook. I walked into the room and I kind of walked the room. I have a to walk the room. I like to meet people. It's kind of my essence. So every time you walk in the room, there's an introduction, right? There's questions that get asked. And then there's a follow-up. This helps you in every time you walk into any room. And this will help you in any profession that you are in, whether you have your own business, whether you're a professional career. Like Ed was saying, want to move up the ladder. Who do you know? Like, does it mean that you have to be a brown nose? Know what that means? You know what that means. But it means that you're just making a jet. I'm actually. When you next time you walk into a room, walk in with your chin high. Build your body posture. Ensure you're not slouching. Walk in. Put your body posture. Walk with your chin up. And just simply say, hello, what's your name? My name is. That's the first step to actually making a genuine connection. The second step is, what question are you asking? When you ask, what do you do? It just it feels a little weird because then you're kind of being measured of what you do. Instead, I've learned that this one question that changed my life. What do you like to do for fun? Because as a business owner and someone who is in business, an entrepreneur, my entire focus is on work, my tunnel vision and work, getting to that next level, getting to that next place, getting that next paycheck, reaching that level of finances where I want my bank account to be. So the question was, what do you like to do for fun? When someone asked me that, I didn't know how to answer. I was like, honestly, I don't know. Which I realized that was one of the main things that was hurting my mental health. Next time you walk into a room of business owners, of whoever, professionals, directors, what do you mean? Where from? What is it? And then you'll find it. People love to talk about themselves, so just ask those questions. You'll find way more about that. That genuine connection is way more important than what you have to sell. So, when this event is almost over, right? We have one more speakers. No? As the event is almost over, I invite you to go to someone you don't know and get to know them a little deeper. They might love to cook. May not know where they're from. I get confused sometimes. Pakistanians, and it's always come up to me in Turkey, their language. I get it. You know what I mean? Latino, hi, hola, ¿cómo estás? But I invite you to know who that person is in a deeper level. Is that will not just open doors for you in where you are and where you're going in life, but that will also make an impact of who you are and fulfill you as an individual. So far, anybody have any questions? Thank you very much. That's my speech for today. Now leave me to Miss Lady Ifan.